Throughout history, we have seen our share of leaders, the characters in society that more or less propel society toward innovation, prosperity, progressivism, and sometimes infamy. Nations are never built on just a single person, but a culmination of ideas, and it takes only one of those people to come up and put themselves out there with something that can revolutionize society as a whole. People are not one-dimensional, but rather a complex individual with bias, emotions, and qualities, so it's no surprise when we see political conflict between two parties with differing views. It's the leaders' objectives to bring that unrest to a peaceful discussion, where our differences do not cloud our judgments, and that pertains extremely to the political scene, where one decision can inflict appalling repercussions or civil stress on the people. It's also the leader's job to step back and place the people's issues before their own, as if becoming a servant to the people, rather than the people serving the leader. Money, nor the mention of clout, fame, or respect should ever come as a thought, as while it does come with the leadership role, it's never the primary goal. The goal of one is to strive and shoot for success in whatever field they are in. The tools laid for them are things we always mention in our classrooms, with some of them being a characteristic of honesty and integrity, the ability to make decisions, and accountability. This essay will highlight this theme with the film The Iron Lady, directed by Phyllida Lord, which portrays Margaret Thatcher, played by Meryl Streep, and how she undertook an office that challenged her mental fortitude, her fidelity with her husband, and more importantly, her definition of a leader. We'll also mention the work and effort of Meryl Streep and her ability to bring this historic character into film and into reality. Margaret Thatcher's story can best be summed up by looking at the juxtaposition, or contrast, between her life before her nomination as Prime Minister of UK and during her office. You can perhaps even contrast both of these with when she is much older and suffering from dementia. In the movie, we see her struggle against a male establishment and her problem with stubborn superiors, and it's this beginning that she makes her decision to run for Prime Minister. The movie does an excellent job in presenting Margaret Thatcher, a woman who grew up from a lower middle class into the House of Commons, and most of the scenes capture her development quite well, but I think what the director wanted mostly to convey was that Margaret was just like any other person. She had ambitions and a dream, and it's because of those beginnings that found her in her own driver's seat. As a leader, we see a dimension of her that gives reason on why she is now referred as the Iron Lady. She had conviction, and that was one thing that I found most inspiring of her. Conviction to do what is right, rather than compromise with what is popular. Through the dissenters and sometimes public opinion toward her, Thatcher never relented to the political strain, but used that as her strength and not weakness. One example of this is that she embraced her new moniker, the Iron Lady, rather than despise it. Meryl Streep is received well and does deserve an Oscar as she portrays Margaret's tendencies and habits and personality quite well. I think I saw a noticeable difference when she's transformed from a housewife into a public figure. Imagine the scenes where she is speaking to herself and to her voice teacher in order to sound like a leader. You can definitely see the practice and mastership that was put into this character. I found it quite surprising that she's actually American, not British. This just shows the delicacy that was placed by Meryl to make Thatcher believable. And I believe that's the most important thing to do as an actor, to show realism. From a middle-aged Thatcher to an older lady, Streep showed the complexities of the character. Just simply look at the poster, and you can immediately know how Thatcher operates. She's stubborn, yet cheeky. In the end, Meryl Streep's performance enlightened the audience of the importance of leadership, especially in this age of technology, militant power, and sometimes corruption. Thatcher's belief should inspire us all to strive for a better world. Good leadership, and sometimes controversial leadership, but nevertheless good leadership, ensures that groups of people should work together effectively and efficiently to achieve a common purpose, rather than having lots of individuals with conflicting ideas pursue their own ends and get nowhere.